Additional aids and services are available to individuals with disabilities. To make such a request, please contact us by email, by clicking the Help tab in the PD portal, or at pdportal@tamu.edu, by phone, including Relay Texas at 1-800-441-7323, or in writing to Train PD, PD Portal Support, 4477 TAMU, College Station, Texas 77843. Both a transcript and accessible document of the content presented in this webinar can be found as resources in the course description. Click on the blue links under Course Resources in the description. When a link is clicked, a new browser window will open.
Welcome to Workforce Wednesday. Today, our topic is USAHello, Find, Learn, and Thrive. Our presenter is Marcela Santana, and she will be sharing some great information today, and I'll share a little bit more about her in just one moment. And my name is Olga Escamilla, and I also have Laura Greer here. We are your hosts. Without further ado, I want to welcome our presenter, Marcela Santana. Marcela was originally from Puerto Viejo, Ecuador, and she moved to the United States in 2005. She has a vast experience producing content for Spanish-speaking audiences. Marcela had the opportunity to successfully work as an executive producer, news producer, and a writer in two of the most watched Spanish television networks in the United States. As a USAHello program associate, Marcela's goal is to combine her professional knowledge and experiences as an immigrant to facilitate processes, provide information, and help others on the road to integrating into their new country. So Marcela has won 9 Emmy Awards from the National Academy of Television and Arts and Science for her work in journalism and news. She has a bachelor's in visual communications from Universidad San Francisco de Quito in Quito, Ecuador. So welcome, Marcela.
Thank you so much for the introduction and your kind words, Olga. It's really a great opportunity for USAHello to share what we do and the services that we provide to the community. So you can find us at usahello.org. Find, Learn, Thrive are 3 very important words for us because that's part of what we do, what our goals are. We are one of the largest online platforms, and we provide multilingual information and classes for newcomers in the United States. We are pretty much a free online center for information for refugees, asylum seekers, immigrants, and welcoming communities. And we break our resources into 3 parts. Website, where we have hundreds of pages translated by professionals, our online classroom, with our free GED and citizenship preparation classes, and our Find Hello page and app, and it is a service finder app. USAHello has been online since 2011, and it was founded as pretty much a group of volunteers trying to put together this information to help refugees in the United States. But now we have expanded our content for immigrants of different backgrounds. To start with Find, you will find in our website hundreds of resources translated by professionals. Our current languages right now are Arabic, Chinese, English, Dari, Persian, French, Pashto, Russian, Spanish, Ukrainian, and Vietnamese. I have to note that Dari and Persian were recently added based on the situation that happened in Afghanistan and the incoming of new Afghan asylees and refugees. And also same with Russian and Ukrainian that was added recently due to the crisis in Ukraine. Our top language is Spanish. There's a big need in the Hispanic community to get information translated and easy to understand. Our content include life in the United States, education, jobs and career, immigration, citizenship. Citizenship, I have to say, is one of our most visited sections on our website. We have health and wellness, and we have news and updates. Right now, last year, we have over 1.7 million people that visited and used our resources. And I think that's a good number. We're always aiming to do more and try to serve more people. We offer the Spanish GED preparation classes in Spanish. I'm going to explain more.
Is this free?
Completely free. Completely free. All our services are completely free classes. There are no apps either. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in providing that type of service, especially right now when people get a lot of offers and fake offers especially on social media. Right now, we do not have support for other languages besides Spanish. So going back to the website, it's USAHello.org. Right now, I'm on the Spanish page. Over here, you find all the languages that we have, that we offer. I'm right now on the Spanish page. And you'll see this is pretty much this is the main page where you have like an overall information of what we do. But here are the sections that we have. Let's talk about our GED class. So right now we offer it in Spanish and English, and there's no schedule for the classes. Students can learn at their own pace. They can learn from home. They can learn from their own computer, from their tablet, from their cell phone. To sign up, they only need an email address. They can practice with our free GED practice test, and we cover all 4 subjects: math, social studies, language, and sciences. These are courses that were designed specifically for people that are English language learners. So the language is easy to understand and it's easy to navigate so people can practice and prepare for that GED. We took a survey last year, and 98.5% of people, of the students that have taken our classes, say they will recommend our class to others. So we are extremely satisfied with that result. Right now, we're in the process of developing a dashboard. So if, let's say, an organization want to use our GED class to teach one-on-one classes, they can learn and follow the progress of each student. It's very important for us to keep listening to what the community has to say and provide what is needed for their students and for the teachers and the people that provide these services. One of the big important features is that it is completely free. It is completely free. So people don't have to pay anything. Sometimes people don't believe that it is free. Sometimes we receive questions saying, okay, where's the fine print? When are you going to tell me that you're going to charge for this service? And the answer is, it's no, we don't charge for this.
Can they take all 4 subjects at the same time?
Absolutely. They can study all 4 subjects at the same time. I remember a particular one case of this lady. She called us and she was so happy with the classes, but she said, you know what, I don't feel 100% sure with math, so I'm going to take that math lesson again. And yes, you can take it as many times as you want. You can take the practice test as many times as you want, or you can study all at the same time. There are people that decide to take just one subject at a time, and the same with the GED. They can take, differently the way that they want. We guide people to find testing location near them, and we provide more information about what the GED is and the benefits of the GED also on our website, so people can know more about the opportunities that they can have, especially for people that for some reason they weren't able to finish or get a high school diploma in their home countries. So I just wanted to show you very quickly how to get into our GED class. In this case, I already have an account, but this is very simple. It's very basic. You just write your email address, write a password, and then you're logging into the class. We also offer citizenship preparation classes. Let's talk about our free citizenship preparation class. People can study in Arabic, in French, in Spanish, in Swahili, or in Vietnamese. They can prepare for the civics test with lessons, with quizzes, with a full practice exam. On our website, this is complementary to the information that we already have on our website. We have the U.S. Citizenship Guide with information on requirements, how to apply, the Form N-400, and the naturalization interview. I don't know if many of you are familiar with the immigration process. As you may know, even when USCIS does a good job or tries to do a good job explaining all this information and all this process, it sometimes can be very complicated, difficult to understand. So what we try to do is to get this information and explain it in simple English, in easy to understand words, so people can understand how to start this process. So it is very important for us to maintain a simple language type of writing in our content so people can understand the processes that can be complicated. Another thing that is important to note is in this US citizenship guide, we have incorporated videos and study materials in many languages. So even though we only have 10 languages that are our main ones, we do offer information in other languages when it is needed, like for instance, for the citizenship guide. There are so many questions that people have about this process that this happens to be one of our most visited pages. The free online citizenship class is again through our digital classroom, and people can take these classes for free. Yes, they are self-paced. People can study at their own time, and we don't have an instructor. It's all online. USAHello, as the name says it's to find services for immigrants, for refugees, for asylum seekers. It's a search map, and you can search in your area and you can find a list of local resources near you. Many people don't have the knowledge, or they are calling us and saying, I live in Portland, Oregon, and I need someone that offers ESL class. So it is easier for this person to go to USAHello, look for the resource and find the resource. This app, you can search online and offline. There's no login required. USAHello was developed in partnership with the United Nations Commission for Refugees. And it is to connect people with local resources, with local services, and to connect people to their communities. It can be used offline, online, and it lists resources around the country. There's different categories where you can find in USAHello: legal help, resettlement services, housing, healthcare, English classes, children and teens services, community, and even emergency services. So right now there are over 4,000 resources listed, and the number continues to grow. People sometimes email us and say, how do we get our resources in USAHello? And actually it's very simple. I can show you. This is USAHello. So right here, since I'm in Miami, Florida, I'm gonna write Miami, Florida, and I'm gonna look for, let's say, legal help right here. And here's a list of what I can find near me. I'm going to show you how to enviar un recurso, which is to send a resource. You just have to click there and then submit it to us. And again, we will check that all the information before posting it here.
So that would mean that if you were an organization and you wanted to be listed on here, you would send that to USAHello. Once they verify, they put you on the map?
Correct. USAHello really thrives or grows with the help of the community, with the help of other people that want to be part of it and want to list their service there. It is important for us that people know that these resources are out there, and we rely heavily on local partnerships, on volunteers, on contractors that have helped immensely with USAHello, and it's a list that, as you can imagine, keeps growing. I just wanted to show you our citizenship guide. We cover pretty much everything from the requirements to how to apply, to Form N400, to the naturalization interview. There are so many questions around that interview. And this page right here that I'm going to open, this is one of the most visited pages of the entire website. So it's the citizenship test questions and answers. People were looking for this information, how to study for the civics test. So we have these in 15 languages. And we had videos for some of the languages, not all of them, but some of the most popular ones. So we have a video in Arabic and English, because people can remember this test for most of the people it has to be taken in English, so they can study listen to the question in English and hearing in their own language so they can understand and memorize at the same time. So it's the PDF, so they can download, they can practice. We show how to answer the questions so people can understand. There are some exemptions for people that are 65 years and older, which is a very important group because there's a lot of people that meet all the requirements to become citizens, but unfortunately they have not been able to do that, or they are afraid of taking this exam. People say that it's so difficult, but you know what? It is something that definitely with a little bit of preparation can be accomplished. We cover all topics. We even tell them what can you expect. We talk about details and we try to make this material as easy to understand as possible. Our goal is for people to navigate. We even explain even what to wear to the old ceremony. Some people have questions about that. And if you go to the official pages, they don't tell you those answers. A lot of people are curious about how do we handle low literacy and digital access to our services. And I can tell you that right now we are having many discussions and conversations about how can we improve the accessibility to our class. We have to say that we consider ourselves supplementary to in-person services. For many people, they have that face-to-face interaction, but they need just a little bit more. So that's when we come in. But we are exploring more audio and visual components to make our content more accessible. These were two recent projects that we worked on. This information created for the Afghan people that came to the United States after the crisis in Afghanistan. We created the Afghan Resource Center. Over 200,000 people have already been here, and it was well received. We got great feedback about this resource. It was created in the fall of 2021. It's pretty much a curated group of pages with everything that this population was going to need immediately after getting into the United States. So we put USAHello, we get information about immigration and their options because they are a particular group that had specific needs. That was created for the Afghan population. If you see here for Ukrainians, we created something similar for Ukrainians coming to the United States, especially when it was a changing situation. So we have here the humanitarian parole, TPS for Ukraine. So we curated these pages trying to help this new group of people coming into the United States and adapting to a new life over here. Right now, what we are working on, probably you heard the news about this new plan for Venezuela. So for instance, I'm gonna write here, Venezuela. So this is a program that's gonna benefit no more than 24,000 people coming to Venezuela by air. This is one of the measures that the government took so people in Venezuela don't enter through the border and go through a very difficult road to just come to the United States. So this is right now in English and it's available in Spanish too. So people can have access to this information. If you go to the USCIS page, it's not explained in this way. It is explained in very legal terminology that sometimes can be difficult to understand.
Are the practice tests in USAHello comparable to GED practice tests in GED.com?
Yes, they are. The difference is that ours are free for the public. I understand there is a price to take the practice test from GED.com, but we do have similar practice tests on our website.
So in order to take the practice test, you have to be enrolled in a class.
Correct. Many people take it in different ways that they want. Sometimes people say, you know what, I'm going to study for a month until I'm ready, and then I'm going to go and get my GED. Perfect. And they have great success. Some other people feel like they need a little longer. A student, I remember, she was in touch with us and she's like, I'm going to take 6 months for this process. That's what I want to do. That's how I feel. That's what I have time for. So there's no pressure for anyone to finish a test or to take a practice test. They can do it at their own pace, especially with immigrant communities that they have so many different moving pieces sometimes in their lives, everything happening at the same time. And our classes offer that experience that they can just take the class or pause the class and go back to it. You can email us if you have any questions. We are happy to hear what the community has to say, what the students have to say, and you can call us too with any question, or if you see something that or an idea. We are always very glad to hear from people that visit our website and uses our services for sure.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Marcela.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoyed this pre-recorded webinar. After you have passed the final test with a score of 80% or greater and have received your certificate of completion, please take a few moments to complete the course evaluation. Participant feedback helps Train PD at TCAL continue to provide high-quality professional development. To leave a course feedback, please go to the completed portion of your transcript. To do this, hover over the My Learning tab and select View Your Transcript. Click on the drop-down arrow next to the word Active and select Completed. Then, click Evaluate in the drop-down menu next to the course you just completed. Please note that your feedback is greatly appreciated.